This EU country has bite. Swedish bread is as hard as winter, as hard as Swedish steel, and it's thin. As thin as the majority that brought the Swedes into the EU in autumn 1994. The margin, 5%, plus a few crumbs. If you want to be a Swedish star baker, just mix together sourdough, water, wholemeal flour, rye flour, salt and honey. The dough should be tough and resistant. Take a leaf out of Greta Thunberg's book. The Swedish schoolgirl's been out on the streets for weeks on end fighting climate change.
We have started to clean up your mess, and we will not stop until we are done.
Or like Cecilia Malmström. As EU Trade Commissioner, she wasn't afraid of US threats.
There is no other partner in the world like the European Union who are negotiating as many trade agreements. Countries are lining up to negotiate with us.
But it's a slow process. You need to leave the dough to rise overnight. Not a Swedish night. In winter, they never end. 10 hours should do it. Then add a few drops of squid ink, pitch black like a polar night. Now roll both doughs out nice and thin. Spray with water, then sprinkle spices on top. Traditionally, you'd use sesame or cumin, but I particularly like za'atar. A mixture of roasted sesame, Syrian hyssop, and marjoram. These herbs all hail from the Middle East, and that's where many of the migrants come from who applied for asylum in Sweden in 2015. A record-breaking 163,000 people. No other EU country's taken in so many refugees proportionate to its population. Next, roll this over the dough, just like liberal Sweden is being rolled over by right-wing populism. For a long time, other countries looked up to Sweden's migration policy. But here too, things haven't always gone smoothly, with migrant riots in Swedish suburbs. This has been grist to right-wing mills. They love to divide and rule. After 10 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius, the bread is done. Thanks to the chaos of Brexit, Euroscepticism is now decidedly off the Swedish menu. For a country that's always kept Brussels at arm's length, that's quite a breakthrough. Crunch time. If you'd like to make this bread yourself, click here for a step-by-step tutorial. And if you're hungry for even more bread recipes, click right here.